Maryland does, and we are at M&T Bank Stadium down near the Inner Harbor of Baltimore. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Set, ready? 60 Pittsburgh. 80 weapons. You think you won't get this? You think you won't get this?
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. A Bengal first down on a 16-yard pickup there.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Come on, set. Hey, exit. 30 base. 50. You want this. 50's the mark. 50's the mark.
Back to throw now on first down. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens' 40-yard line.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. He'll drop to throw. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he's going to have the... First down at about the 38.
2 yards on the play. First down, Bengals.
Gator. Keep it up, keep it up. Under 10, under 3, 218, jump. Hit it.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
Let's go now. 8, read. Get in the white room. Get in the white room. On the ball. Snap.
Now a first carry from Giovanni Bernard. The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
60 or. 51, Mike 51. No chance. 51 to Mike, 51 to Mike.
Here's 2nd and 8. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First down, Cincinnati.
Ready? 10-2, so. What we got? What we got? What we got? 5.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
50, plant. 65. Hey, Haywood. Mike 51. Mike 51.
2nd and 5. He's got Green. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you. General West. Get it.
On 3rd down. Mixon, and he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
Set. 18 Gator.
They'll give it to Mixon. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. 2nd and 4. And it's caught. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Mixon trying to punch it in. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives.
Let's go. Bring it up. At their own 23-yard line.
Here we go.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 73 yards. They go play action here on 1st down. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up 1st and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they were able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff. But, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they were trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. The veteran Jimmy Smith there on the coverage.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change things. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Now, Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw here. He's got his man, Boyd. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 19.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Antonio Brown, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, and the Bengals have taken the lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Jackson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Kill. Max, Jim.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Dancing to his left. And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Around the NFL, 2nd quarter in Chicago. And it's now the Bears leading by a couple of touchdowns in that one. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's got some space here. A good pickup there of 22.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Green brings it in, and they move this all the way down to the 9. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
Check curls. Yep. Go. Check 9. Big grip.
Another try for Mixon. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
They'll set up to throw. This is caught. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll run with Mixon, and he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Again, they'll run with Ingram. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And that'll set them back 5. Not ideal there. That delay of game backs them up 5 yards, so now they need 7 yards on 3rd down. Jackson rolling to his left. He can run for it, and he will. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 2nd down, Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson now. Being chased out left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Throwing is Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Lawson. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Set, ready? 18 Gator. It's a party now. It's a party now. Hey, 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 hey. Shoot.
Back to Mixon on first down. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 12-yard line.
Break. Hey, we got Mike 50. Mike 50, huh? Hey, echo. Push him back. Let's go.
2nd and 11. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. They'll look to throw. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Antonio Brown. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Bullock good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. 7 yards there and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be second and 11.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
The Ravens on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is third and 11. From the gun, it's Jackson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a first and 10 at the 46. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Third and 3.
The Ravens on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's third and 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 28. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
On first down, Dobbins. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a second and 9.
1-yard gain brings up second and 9 at the 27-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quitting him.
Zero.
The quick slant caught, and he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. From the gun, Jackson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going